A goalless draw at AFC Wimbledon on Saturday brought an end to the Stags' losing run in Sky Bet League One, and with the festive period just around the corner, is Santa Clough about to deliver for the Stags? Hopefully Nigel Clough can sprinkle some festive magic and maybe even conjure up a few players to return as Stags face Stockport County at the One Call Stadium on Saturday afternoon. But with a much improved display at AFC Wimbledon on Saturday, maybe that is all the inspiration that Clough needs to get us feeling in the festive mood and maybe deliver 3 early points in time for Christmas as we welcome Stockport on Saturday. Tonight on the Mansfield Matters Podcast, we'll look back at that trip to AFC Wimbledon. We'll also touch a little bit upon the FA Youth Cup on Monday night. And of course, because it's the final episode before Christmas Day, probably, it's time for some Mansfield Matters festive fun. Oh yes, it is. Strap yourselves in. This is the Mansfield Matters Christmas Special! Hello everyone. I've got no idea what was happening there. I've got no idea what happened. We're having some Christmas gremlins go off. So let's see if this works, shall we?
Ho, ho, ho! Merry Christmas! Thank you to Craig and the Mansfield Matters crew for letting me come onto the podcast with my Christmas message to you. Ho, ho, ho! It's Santa here, wishing Stags fans all the best. And with the injuries piling up, it gives Nigel a very stern test. What is his strongest 11? I'm sure we'll all agree to disagree. Who's best at the side of Dave, Cargill, Sweeney or Bowery? Our keeper's sorted now, quality between the sticks. And when Oates is back on from suspension, he'll be one of Nigel's first picks. Injuries are always hard to take. Of that, we live in fear. We seem to struggle around Christmas time. We do it every year. But hope is on the horizon. Players will start to come back. Hendry, Roberts, Maris and JB9 will put Mansfield back on track. Mid-table stroke finish is achievable without a doubt. So let's get behind our beloved team. After all, Stags, it's something to shout about. So Merry Christmas from Santa the Stag. And when the festivities have been and gone, keep listening to Mansfield Matters, truly Mansfield's number one. Ho, ho, ho! Merry Christmas!
Well, that was seamless, wasn't it? I've got no idea what happened there. We've obviously had a elf gremlin from the North Pole or South Pole, depending on your preference, break into the podcast and say hello and Merry Christmas to you. Not a clue what was happening there, but hello and welcome. Good evening and welcome to the Mansfield Matters Christmas special. And maybe it's a goes wrong version. I don't know. Glad to have you with us on this Wednesday evening, the only night where we could all get together. And I say all because up until an hour ago, it was literally going to be us all bar Jim. So Jim is, of course, at work this week. It's his shift at work, so he couldn't make it. But up until an hour ago, we had Cam with us, we had Alan, we had Clive, we had Nathan, and we had Nick. So we had almost the full contingent. And then I get a message from Nick saying, I'm not very well, guys. I'm going to be coughing and spluttering all over the podcast, so count me out. And then Nathan did a Nathan. So it was, it all started going wrong. And then I thought, we'll start the show with no rehearsal. We don't need to rehearse. The tech will be absolutely fine. And, we had to break the magic a little bit, but there you go. Hopefully it'd be seamless in the edit. What? It's live? Okay. Well, shall we say hello and good evening and welcome to all of our Mansfield Matters podcast panel tonight then to find out who is actually joining us on the podcast. Let's say hello and good evening to my first Christmas elf. Good evening, Cameron.
Good evening. Good evening.
Now, have you been a good little boy this year?
Oh, I don't know. Santa's been early for me.
Well, there you go. He's delivered you a brand new race car. So there you go. What are you going to ask Santa for this Christmas?
Oh, I don't know. I don't know. How about, should we ask him?
I think we can ask him. I think we can ask him what we're bringing us because we can now go live to the South Pole and a very different Santa. Good evening, Santa. Come in, Santa. Does Santa speak? Or has he just got a beard covering his face?
Ho, ho. Ho, ho, ho.
Santa, for Christmas this... Oh, it's Clive. Just scare a load of kids. Evening,
Hello.
Clive.
Good evening.
Evening, Clive. How are you?
How does Alan put up with wearing one of these things for 14 hours a day? Bloody hell.
I don't know. Do you want me to take you off screen so you can go and get changed?
Go on then.
Let's say hello to the other Santa. Mr. Wilson, did you miss Santa? Oh, I've muted you. I need to unmute you.
I'm back from the jippy.
Speak
I
now.
do apologise.
Oh, bless you. Well, it's good to see you. You did miss Santa, but he sends his well wishes.
Oh, good. Was he okay?
So he was absolutely fine. Absolutely fine. He has asked for some new players this for Christmas, and he's asked for a better podcast host as well. Not quite sure which one of us who's written in for that. So apparently somebody that can do the tech is what I've heard. So there you go. Right. Right. It's so lovely to see everyone. As always, get involved in the live feed comments and have your say on your team. We would love to see you this evening getting involved with all things Mansfield Matters. It is indeed our Christmas festive special. We've even changed the background for you. We've got a nice picture of Santa Clough and his little elf dog, Bobby the Elf. We've got a bit of festive fun in the second half of the show, but we have also got a little bit of Stags normality as well to kick us off. So we'll get into that in just a second. However, these guys on the show are earning points tonight as they'll be playing along in the traditional Mansfield Matters festive madness. And their first task was to wear a festive themed outfit. So based on who we've got, I need you guys in the comments to basically type a name and vote for who you think is wearing the best festive outfit. Is it Mr. Clive Parkin? Give the public a wave, Mr. Parkin, in his Santa hat. Is it Mr. Wilson in his Stag's Christmas hat and Stag's Christmas jumper? Or is it this idiot who's just found some tinsel and whacked it round his head? Let us know who you think is wearing the best festive outfit, and I will award them an honorary point later in the show. Get involved in the comments and have your say on that. Right, let's delve into all things Mansfield then, shall we, and talk about things on the pitch. And Clive, let's go back to Saturday, where we finally broke the losing run and picked up not just a point away at AFC Wimbledon, but a vital clean sheet too.
Yes, if you can't win, don't lose. There's always been Nigel's message, and I guess that fulfills that. I thought we were very unlucky, actually. I thought we deserved a win. And I thought the goal that was struck off was probably a mistake. but these things happen. But you're right. We've broken the run of successive defeats, and that's got to be a good turning point.
Yeah, it's a huge turning point for us, Alan, isn't it? Because we've seen historically under Nigel Clough how well he does when it comes to going on a bit of a run. We go on a bit of a negative run, then we have one or two good performances, but perhaps don't get the result we were looking for. But in the end, then ultimately turn it around. So maybe Saturday could be the turning point. But last Saturday at AFC Wimbledon, the 12:30 kickoff, that felt like a huge step in the right direction, to be fair, didn't it?
Yeah, I thought it was a reasonable effort from the Stags. I agree with Clive. I don't think there was anything wrong with the goal whatsoever. It was certainly 50-50 of each pulling and tugging. And like Sweeney said in his interview afterwards, there's no way it should have been disallowed. But, like Clive said also, 0-0's a good result. It's a clean sheet. They looked fairly solid in the back, although they looked a bit toothless up front like we did. So pity Lucas couldn't put that first 2nd minute lob just over the keeper's legs, over Bishop's legs in. There you go. Like you say, it's a springboard now. Let's do the same again on Saturday. Clean sheet, and if we can nick one or two the other end, so be it.
Yeah, and I think the one thing from Saturday, Cam, which sort of frustrates me a little bit is AFC Wimbledon have done like a little reel on their social media to sort of to make it Merry Bishmas and praise Nathan Bishop, the former Stags keeper, of course. And they've slow-moed the save down in the first minute from Lucas Akins. And the more I watch it and the more I see it, the more I'm thinking, just shoot first time, man.
Shoot first time or use your left foot. It puts it anywhere else at the goal and it's in, and he hits it straight at Bishop. Is not good, but Lucas is not known for having a left foot. Very one-footed. But a point's a point. It stops the rot, but it's a little bit frustrating, especially having that goal chalked off. It was soft.
It was funny because it almost seemed a little bit like walking football, Clive, didn't it? That when Lucas Akins took that shot. I don't know if you've seen the slowed down clip, but he sort of tries to set himself and tries to stop himself falling over.
Yeah, I mean, at the best of times, Lucas looks slow, even when he's not. So when he does go slow, and then he slowed that down even further, it was a remarkable piece of footage. But yeah, I'm with Cam. He should have put his foot through it earlier in the move, and I think that epitomises to a certain extent Mansfield's football. When we do get into shooting positions, we seem too frightened to do it, and we'll try and lay it off. Now, whether that's under instruction or it's lack of confidence to take responsibility, I don't know. But anybody who's prepared to have a shot from around the edge of the box will get some reward, I think. We're just not doing it.
Yeah, it was a bit of a frustrating one, Alan, in the end, wasn't it? Like we only came away with a point because we've probably looked good value for all three. But like you said, other than Lucas Akins' early effort and Bailey Cargill's disallowed goal, there wasn't really many chances for either side. To be fair, I think the closest they came was rattling the bar.
No, I think it was a game of like missed passes. We couldn't string 3 or 4 passes together, or that's how it seemed. It was a lackluster performance on both sides. But like we said, it's a clean sheet and we've got to move on from that and, make way into Saturday. And who knows, we might have odd one player back. We'll have to wait and see. Because Gardner must be close now if he hadn't had no more headaches.
That's an interesting injury with Joe Gardner, isn't it, Cam? Because it's not really, like a muscle injury or anything like that. Like he's pulled something. It's constant headaches. He's trying to train. I was sort of reading between the lines of what Nigel Clough said. He's trying to train, but when he does, he's sort of having a bit of a reaction afterwards. And an injury like that, where it's not something which you can see. You got to be really careful with it, haven't you?
It's a weird one. I don't know if it's from what we've heard, it's a viral thing, and then I don't really know what to make of it, to be honest. It is such a strange one, and to be such a young lad as well. Hopefully, it doesn't turn out to be anything too serious, and it genuinely is just a case of he's just got a really bad bout of flu, and he just can't get rid of it. But the fact it's been going on for quite a while now is a little bit of a worry, to be honest. Not just for us because we're down a player, but him as a him as a person and him as a player, that can't be a good thing.
No, it certainly can't. Now, as ever, keep your comments coming in and have your say on your team. Clive, we've had this one coming from Ross tonight, who says that people can say about a depleted squad, but every player should be to a League One standard, and Saturday looked like a Sunday pub team. I'm not quite sure I agree with that assessment, to be honest.
I think it depends who's setting the standards. I mean, I've played in a Sunday pub team, and we don't play anything like the Stags do. We're not playing as well as we could if the whole squad was available to be picked from. There's no argument about that. We are having to adapt the style of play to suit the paucity of available resource. And that, I think, is true of Wimbledon as well. They were very enterprising because they've got their own problems. And I suppose that does reflect on the quality of the game. And what football's about, over 46 games in a season, is finding your way past some of these issues. And sometimes you have to get results by doing ugly football. And we wouldn't have been really complaining had we taken all 3 points, even if the football hadn't been scintillated. It's too easy to write football off as 90 minutes you won't see again. Sometimes you just have to put up with that.
I think when you've got the squad like ours at the minute, Alan, with the injuries and the illnesses and things like that, these games where you're not performing very well, where you look a little bit pub teamy, you just got to ride them out and take the results, because at the end of the day, when it comes to the end of the season, are you going to remember 46 different performances, or are you going to remember 46 different results, which has ultimately secured your future for the following season? What's more important here at this time of year, the performance or the results?
I think the performance, definitely, and well, it goes hand in hand. The performance, which depicts what result you're going to get. After Saturday's game, they really had to grind it out. Like I said, it wasn't pretty football from neither side. Like you said, they hit the ball. We had a goal choked off, which was nothing wrong with it, but you just had to take that on the chin, as it were. And the players that he got out, well, we thought they did the best that they could, but at the end of the day, it's 0-0. We got 1 point, and it's not another defeat. And it's, after the way we played against Bolton with 10 to 13 minutes and the way we ground it out on Saturday, let's hope Saturday we can just move that, that little bit further forward again on Saturday. And, let's go.
Cam, the league tables doesn't make for great reading at the moment. Are you concerned with where you are after in 16th with 23 points on the board? Or do you think, given what we've sort of had to contend with injuries wise and things like that we're probably where we deserve to be?
I think it's a difficult one, because I think you look at the team that we've got on paper when we're fully fit, and you think we're probably underachieving, but with the players that we have got available through fitness or whether through suspension, I'd have probably taken this. I think at the end of the season, I think anybody would take this position that we're in, as in league position, not points away from the relegation zone. So what is it, a point now? 1 point, yeah. 1 point. Well, you look at where we were this time last season, we were so far away from this, and you're just thinking, look at the way that we finished last season. Whereas I think this season, it's very much like we're spreading the season out. Whereas last season it was a tale of 2 seasons, wasn't it? A really good one and a really terrible one. And now we're just bang average. I think this season I think the target for the rest of the season just needs to be have a bang average League One season, finish mid-table, just lower than mid-table. I don't think we need to be aiming any higher than that, but I think the frustration is that if Mr. Oates hadn't got himself sent off last Tuesday, we'd have probably won that game. Same again with a player like Rhys Oates on Saturday, changes the dynamic of the game completely. And I think it just proves how valuable of a player he is. Could he have changed the game? Well, we don't know, because he wasn't there. And that was only through a silly mistake that he did. And it's these sort of things, when we're so depleted injury-wise, it's just one of the things you just can't be doing with players getting sent off. And Saturday's a perfect example. We probably could have won that game if we'd had an extra body, as such as Reece Oakes, the pace and the finishing that he's got. He probably puts that away, that chance, because it probably falls to him instead of Lucas in the first minute. So it's a lot of ifs and buts, but it's things that then just keep coming back to bite us.
Certainly tight margins, Clive, and I think I've had a little listen to what Nigel Clough's had to say, and we sort of mentioned the transfer window for the first time in his press today, and he seems very reluctant to try and to even consider delving into said transfer market, which is a bit of a concern because he wants to wait and see who's back and who's available. But I don't know, there's something in the back of my head which is niggling that even if everybody is fit and available, I still feel that we're one player short, because we're bound to have this glut of injuries and suspensions and illnesses again as the season goes on. We don't, we're not a side, are we, that has one or two players missing. We're a side that always has like 5 or 6 players missing at a time. I think we need to be a little bit more, we need to err on the side of caution for once.
Well, if that's true, and I'm not arguing, if we've always got 5 players unavailable, then the squad has to be bigger. Otherwise, you just can't progress. Now, the argument in keeping the squad tight and keeping finances in place, and as we've heard many times, it's suggested that our playing budget is the 3rd lowest in this league, then you're asking it to outperform logic. And if you then add into that unavailable players, and then he hung on to try and see if Gregory would recover, and he didn't. And so we didn't replace Gregory as such. And I've got a big question mark of whether Roberts will ever play again for us. I just think we've got players who are now at the stage in their lives where they struggle to get back into fitness. Plus, we've got the Mansfield malaise, which is players getting ill or getting injured for all sorts of strange reasons, putting the shoes on or watching the telly or whatever, seeing Santa. We just have a problem. And it's not this year. It's not even last year. It's the 3 consecutive years we've had this problem. So either you find players that are a bit more durable, certainly don't recruit ones with a lousy track record of injury, or you do that, but you have to have another 4 players in your squad. So he's got to shop in January, in my opinion. And I don't agree with you. I think it's not 1 player we need. I think we need 2 or 3.
Well, I think we also need to be even more cautious, Alan, over what might happen to some of the loan players. Clive mentioned there Tyler Roberts. Be interesting to see whether he does recover and get back for us. But also, I'm a little bit worried about Jamie McDonnell. I think he might want to see his future a little bit higher up, especially if we've dropped into the relegation zone. We are only 1 point off it. We can't ignore that fact at the minute. I think we're better than at least 4 sides in this division, so I've got no qualms about us getting relegated. However, once you're in there, it becomes increasingly harder to get out of it. Of course it does. However, that thing hanging over our heads about whether or not Forest could recall McDonnell in January, I think that's a huge worry, because he's a major part of how we play. And I think if he's injured on Saturday, which Nigel Clough has alluded that he may well be, we're going to struggle, because whenever he's not played, we've looked a different side. We're too reliant on 1 or 2 players at once now, and it's becoming a little bit of a bad habit that Nigel needs to break.
I would agree, but at the start of the season, if you remember, when we'd got that couple of the players out, and he actually brought Lewis in, and there's another player, I think, as well, we seem to be doing quite well. And, they started to gel, and that's when Reid was injured, wasn't it? Lewis came in at the side of McDonnell, and they formed that partnership, and we did really well to start the season. But now Reid's come back. I'm not saying it's Reid's fault. I'm not saying that. But what I'm saying is, with all the changes in formation and that, it does take a while to cement that place. Lewis hasn't looked the same player for the last couple of games as he did before. And I know he got an injury, or, he got a bit of a knock. But we've just got to ride it. And you've got to be careful in the January window, because the more, obviously, if he's bringing 4 in or 3 in, he's going to have to let 3 go. That's the thing, because you can't keep adding, because you're going to have, 5 or 10 players sat in stands. You've got to be very careful, haven't you?
I think sorry, Clive, are you trying to say something? Sorry, I have you on mute.
Yeah, I have you. Me.
I do. It's because every time that you finish speaking, then I speak again. It loops back through. So I mute you after you finish speaking, so it doesn't cause a loop, and then I forget to unmute you. So I apologise.
You're time. Alan, if you've got to get rid of 3, it's dead easy. Nathan, Mariah, Welsh. There's all 3.
That's one.
You mean Nobby?
Little Nobby Welsh, yeah.
Do you know what? I saw his interview today. I watched about 30 seconds of it. He looked about as influential in that interview, in that 30-second clip that I watched, as what he does on the bloody pitch.
And you know when they played Accrington, he had a really poor first half, should I say? Get my words right. And some of the talk on the radio was about how bad he was playing. And they said they'd got to move, either change direction, change switch, whatever. And when he came out in the second half, when he'd got Akins just in front of him, it looked an absolutely different player. That he did. He got the ball at feet. He was passing it nicely. And you could see a difference in him. Now, whether he's a bit like Bacchus. Bacchus never really found his position in the team. It was either right wing back. It was, right wing in the middle. And it is a bit similar to, Mariah Welsh or Nobby Welsh. I don't think he's found his final place yet, if he has one.
It's an interesting one, Cam, because I do think we need to obviously do a little bit of business. Ross in the comments has said we need a proven League One / Championship prolific goal scorer like a Lee Gregory that can bring the best out of Oates and Evans. I'm a massive Maris fan, but how on earth you can injure yourself putting your boots on is beyond me. Well, I can tell you, at the age of 34, coming up to 35, I quite often have to have 5 minutes after I put my shoes on nowadays in the morning. Old age gets to you, and if you're doing that repetitively as a footballer, I can see how he's done it. However, all joking aside, Cam, we do need to try and be a little bit more clever in the transfer market now and be a little bit more ruthless. I love Maris. I think he's been a great servant for us. However, Clough doesn't seem to want to use him as much, and if an offer came in for him for some money, I would be looking to utilise it and moving on. I think we need to make a decision on the likes of Dwyer. Are we going to give him an opportunity, or are we going to keep him around and not use him? Other players as well that are on the fringes but aren't getting utilised. If we can get money for them, let's move them on and get them gone. And also, I think we need to be open for bids elsewhere. As much as we don't want to think about losing players like Cargill and that sort of ilk, they're the type of players that, a little bit like DKD, really, that would maybe command a big fee, which could actually set us up for 2 or 3 players. We need to start utilising the selling market as much as the buying market too.
I'd love to know where the DKD money went.
You sit in it every week.
Well, yeah, that probably is true. But if that's the case, it's a little bit of a worry. Because you look at the players that we've brought in, and none of them have been for a fee, or very small, if that. You look at players that we want to move on. Ross in the comments says Sweeney, Dwyer, Nathan Mariah Welsh. I think it's worth keeping Sweeney around. I think by the virtue that we just need cover at the back.
I thought just to add on that as well, I thought he had an excellent game at Wimbledon, and I think he'll start to come into his own a little bit more now.
I think he's started to find his feet a little bit more. He's also a good player to bring on towards the end if you're holding out for a good draw against one of the bigger teams, or you're in the lead and you need to close a game out, which is something that we've struggled to do in the past because we've not had the players to be able to do that. Dwyer, again, I think we could just go around in circles every week talking about it. Don't know what's wrong with him. Had a good chance on Saturday, completely wasted it. I think the only other players sort of like that I'd be looking at would be sort of like, I don't really see what Nigel saw in Kyle McAdam, other than the fact that he's a young player. He doesn't count towards our quota. So that's That's the only thing, and I think you look at the players that we have got on loan. The only two that don't count towards the quota are McDonald and Roberts. Roberts will be back at some point and straight back in the team, and McDonald's by far our player of the year so far. I think it's a bit of a stretch, but going back to the comment that Marie said about hope Forest don't recall him, just buy him. We've got the money to. How many times in the past where have we? I think it's that old saying of you never fall in love with a lone player. And how many of these lone players in the past have we actually then gone on signed on a permanent? I think the only two that I can ever remember in my time watching that have been on loan and then signed permanently were Matt Green and Ryan Sweeney the first time round. So
Did we have Sweeney on loan the first time round?
Yeah, Stoke.
Ah, yeah, we did. Yeah. Forget about
because
that.
We thought when we signed George Grant and Nicky Ajose on loan, we thought, oh, yeah,
yes, I
back
remember.
as well.
Yeah, and then we brought him, didn't we? Yeah.
Yeah. So we brought Sweeney. Yeah. So it's just one of them things. We just need to put our hand in our pocket sometimes. And I think, oh, yeah, Swan from Forest as well. Swan.
Yeah.
Sorry. Thanks, Ross.
Said.
It's just, we get these good players on loan and we don't ever seem to make the most of them a lot of the time. And I think sometimes we just need to spend a little bit of money. We're getting too reliant on Clough's idea of cheap and cheerful, which is great sometimes, but when we're in such an issue like this, we need an out and out goal scorer. Go and sign one. Go and spend some money in the January transfer window. Go and sign Langstaff from Millwall, or go and poach whoever the top scorer in League 2 is, or something daft like that. Something that people have done to us in the past. I think we just need to stop being so naive about everything. But I don't know. I'm just a humble fan and I know nothing.
It's easy to say, let's spend more money. It's not our money, is it?
That's very true.
The club has to run itself as a business, and they make decisions as a board, as owners, to give the club stability and longevity. And paying a fee for a player doesn't guarantee he'll be a great player for us either. So I think we have to trust the management and the recruitment team to a certain extent. But I've just made a few notes about the squad, and when you look down, you've got Gardner, clearly an injury or an illness issue. Oates, always an injury risk. Tyler Roberts, I doubt very much whether he'll come back. I'll be happy if I'm proved wrong. Elliot Hewitt, prone to injury. George Maris injures himself having hiccups. Cargill, Fraser Blake Tracy, they're all a little bit brittle. And then you look at players towards the end of their career. Akins, Macca, Sweeney, and I accept Sweeney's hopefully has found a bit of a foothold now. But it's easy to be a Sweeney when you're playing a team that isn't that quick up front, and Wimbledon were not. Dwyer, what the hell's that all about? And can anybody remember a chap called Bolton?
Yeah, Marie's mentioned him.
And then you've got players who are on in different form. Lewis has lost a bit of form. Little Nobby Welsh has never had any form, as far as I can see. And McAdam just seems to me like a shirt for the sake of it. So we haven't got the best of squads. And yet we've said so many times, when everybody's available, we've got a really competitive squad. But the trouble is, the ones that are not available are the ones we need most.
Yeah, that's it. If you got the money there, exactly who do you go and poach? I know Cam said, top goal scorer in League 2, or, whoever from Millwall, the lad that used to play for Notts County. But, they're probably on more wages than what a lot of ours put together. So you've just got to be really careful. You've got to try and find a diamond. I mean, like we found Gregory, but it worked last year, but it hasn't worked this year. But somewhere out there, I mean, Reed that went to Stevenage, he would pluck from, was it Torquay? Something like that. And he didn't really hit off at Stags, but he's done really well at Stevenage. It's just one of those things, isn't it? You've got to settle in and you've got to play with the players that you're playing with week after week.
That is, unfortunately, the nature of the beast. Right, we're going to move things on. We're going to talk about our festive fixtures coming up. And we are going to mix the order of the show up a little bit. you're all going to think, oh, no, the show's going to end in a minute because he's playing the podcast prediction shingle. Wrong. Moving it forward because it's Christmas, baby.
The game of luck, who gives up, don't mess it up. I hear you say, how do you play? Win, lose or draw, then pick a score and one more thing. Pick a hero, don't score zero, that's the game. But we're not fools, this game has rules. It gets on time, you'll be fine, remember the rhyme. Best predictions. Best predictions. Remember the rhyme. Guess on time, you'll be fine. Remember the rhyme. The best predictions.
Right, time for podcast predictions then. Right, first and foremost, let's go through Saturday, shall we? And nobody predicted a 0-0 draw. However, there was still a winner of the week, and congratulations on that front goes to Roger King, who picked up 14 points by virtue of picking Dave as his fantasy captain, who collected him 10 points. Dave, incidentally, was the best of the bunch when it came to fantasy captain points on Saturday. The top three, as it stands at the minute, in the third place, Chris Vincent on 172 points. In second place, Olivia Wilson on 177 points. And romping out in front on 208 points, Matt Piercy still remains top of the table. There's been a change in the Mansfield Matters mini league as well, much to my frustration. Jim is in third place. He is on 140 points. I'm in second place on 141. And on 148 points, leading the way in the Mansfield Matters pack is Clive. Can any of that change when it comes to Stockport on Saturday? Clive, as the leader of the pack, you are indeed up first, please.
1-0 win. Dave.
Fantastic. I am going to go for a 2-0 win, and I am going to go for FBT as my choice. Cam, you're up next.
Ooh, 2-1 win. Evans, captain.
Fantastic. Alan.
2-1 win. Roberts, keeper.
Fan Dabby Dozy. Right. I've written those down. However, you three are going to have to submit your predictions yourself this week because as it's coming up to Christmas, we like to throw in some double pointers. Now, if you predict your prediction between now and 90 minutes before kickoff on Saturday afternoon, there is a Stags themed anagram on the predictions page. If you can successfully crack that anagram, my gift to you is double points. Double points.
Ooh.
If you manage to crack that anagram. So you guys have got to submit your own predictions. I've written them down so for our records, but you've got to go on and predict them yourselves to crack that anagram. Now I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, Craig, you've set the anagram. You play podcast predictions, so you're at an unfair advantage. Wrong. Because Ben, the podcast predictions guru, is going to set me a separate anagram to crack for me to get double points. And I'm not telling Ben the answer until after the game on Saturday, so he doesn't know the answer. The only person that knows the anagram that's on the link in the description, the answer to it, is me right now. But I'm not cracking that anagram. I'm cracking a separate one. Alan, does that make sense?
Not at all.
Yes.
Excellent. Clive, does that make sense? Good.
I've
Cam,
given up the will to live.
does that make sense, Cam?
Ish.
Look, there's an anagram on the podcast predictions link. Solve it, you get double points. Get it wrong, it's normal points. And then we'll do something special for Boxing Day and all that other stuff as well. Right. Before we move on and have a quick break, let's have a quick look at the festive fixtures then, because Nigel Clough, Alan, was talking earlier. We've got a lot of games coming up in quick succession. Starting off with the visit of Stockport County on Saturday. Then on Boxing Day, it's a trip to Oakwell to take on Barnsley, followed by a trip to Bolton Wanderers and the Tough Sheet Community Stadium on the 29th of December. We kickstart 2026 at home to Bradford City. And then on the 4th of January, Sunday the 4th of January, an away trip to Matt Hamshaw's Rotherham United side. A lot of football to be played in quick succession, Al. Players unlikely to be back by the end of it. It's a grueling schedule, but this is exactly what we were talking about earlier, isn't it? When we start to tick over and have slightly better performances, when the games come thick and fast, we're not going to be training. We're literally just getting through. That's actually when we see some of the best stuff from the Stags, isn't it?
It isn't. At the end of the day, you can only beat or draw what's in front of you. It's as simple as that, whether it's Stockport County or, Sutton United. It doesn't matter who it is. You've got to play them at some time. So let's play them now and let's prove ourselves. We've had 2 decent fighting performances. Let's keep it going. And yet, like we said, the odd player here and there might just make an appearance.
Anybody in that run of fixtures, Cam, for you that you're thinking, I don't really fancy that one. I wish we had them on later on in the season?
Out of all of them, Barnsley. That's it.
It's typical, isn't it, that we go to Barnsley, Clive, and obviously we're going to be facing up against a former face in DKD.
Well, we're going to have to, weren't we? You can't ignore the fact that he plays for them and not us. And in terms of, is anybody I'm fearful of? My answer to that is all of them. I think they're all very, on their day, good, strong sides that are capable of beating us. We have to be one of them as well. We have to be one of those sides that on a good day, we can beat any of them. And we feel like we're turning a bit of a corner, but, we're only one broken leg away from being out of the system.
This is very, very true indeed. I knew I'd have to do
Unless
that.
it's...
Sorry, Clive, go on.
Unless it's Nobby.
Unless it's Nobby indeed. Right, guys, thank you so much for your predictions. I'll get your predictions for the other games as and when they come in the group chat. A reminder that for this game, you 3 need to click on the link and submit your predictions yourselves and solve the anagram to be able to unlock that double point bonus. Right, it's time to have a little bit of festive fun. Clive's going to absolutely hate what happens in the next 10, 15 minutes or so. And we're going to start with a special task as set by Will Evans, the Christmas elf. So I'm going to pop you guys on mute so I can tell you what is going off. You guys at home, thanks so much for watching so far. You can stay there. There's going to be a little bit of fun coming your way. We're going to take a quick break in a second. And your first task, ladies and gentlemen, of the Mansfield Matters podcast panel is William the Elf would like you to fetch 5 random items from around the house that he can gift to one of his teammates for Christmas. Each of the items must spell out Stags. So that'll be 1 S, 1 T, 1 A, 1 G, and then another S. The items cannot relate to each other. For example, sock and shoe. You must then pick the player to receive the gift and explain why they'll love William's present. I'm going to award points based on the best selection and the best pitch. And if you get the golden item that I've got written down, you're going to get double points. So you've got to go and get me 5 items. 2 have got to start with the letter S. 1's got to start with the letter T. 1's got to start with the letter A. 1's got to start with the letter G. You've got 5 minutes and your time starts now. I can see them. Clive's looking around. He's what's around him. Alan's gone. He's off screen. Cam's just looking down at the floor, looking at what's going off. You've got 5 minutes to go and find what you want. So yeah, we'll see how we get on. I'll pop that back on in a second. You guys can suggest some at home if you wish to do so, and let us know your thoughts. So an S, a T, an A, a G, and another S. 5 items for Will Evans to give out to his teammates this Christmas. We've had a comment in from Jammer35 who says he's a first-time watcher and subscriber on this channel, and he's from Australia. You don't know how tempting it is right now to do that, but I won't. So yes, keep your comments coming in. Get yourself a pen and a paper as well. They're off to find their items. So they're looking for 5 items. One must be an S, a T, an A, a G, and then another S. They cannot relate to each other. So, for example, you can't have sock and shoe. Each of our players must pick a player to receive their gift and explain why that player will love that gift, and I'll award points based on that. I'm going to give them another minute to go and do that, and whilst we do that, let's take a break.
Protect what matters most with Actifier Limited.
Your trusted local fire safety experts in Nottinghamshire. Proud sponsors of the Mansfield Matters Podcast. From fire extinguishers and alarms to emergency lighting, pat testing and risk assessments, they've got everything you need for your business to stay safe. Affordable, reliable, professional. Because when it comes to fire protection, there's no room for compromise. Call Actifier Limited today or visit actifier.co.uk. Be ready, be safe, act now. Actifier Limited, proud sponsors of the Mansfield Matters Podcast.
We're the Mansfield Matters crew, making podcasts just for you. Some show up, some disappear, but the Stags bring us all here. Through the ups and downs we stay, talking Mansfield Town every day.
You're back with the show for the fans, by the fans. Why? Because Mansfield always matters. Before the break, I sent our intrepid trio out to get me 5 gifts for William the Elf to gift to his fellow teammates this Christmas. The items cannot relate to each other. So, for example, a sock and a shoe. They must then pick the player to receive the gift from Will and explain why they'll love that gift. And I'll award points based on that. Right, I can see our intrepid trio are back. Now, Cam never left his office. He just looked around for what was on the floor. So I've got high hopes. Whereas Alan and Clive all legged it around the house to see what they could find. So I'll come to Cam first. What are your 5 items, please?
So my first one is sweets.
Okay, your next item, your tea. Which item is tea?
Tape.
Okay, your A.
Adhesive. It's glue, but it's adhesive.
Okay, right, okay. G, your G.
G, gloves.
Okay, and your S, your second S.
Shock. Shock absorb.
And who are you giving these items to? Which Stags player are you gifting these to from Will Evans?
Well, I feel like the sweets is a communal thing. I think it's
No, you got to pick one. Pick one and
rubbish.
No, you got to pick one.
I'm going to give Nobby Walsh the sweets because he likes sharing because he can't keep hold of the ball himself.
Just to confirm, you pick one player to receive all of these gifts.
For all of them. I thought you meant one per item.
No, one player to receive all of these gifts. Oh, go on, I'll do it that way then. I'll do it your way. Go on. Who are you giving each one to?
I was going to give Nobby Walsh the sweets.
Yeah.
Oates and another injured player the glue and the tape, and Bowery the gloves. I don't know who I'm going to give the shock to. It's just the other thing that I could think was an S.
Okay, well, I am going to give you. I'll score that. I'll score that later. Another one, because
Marie,
I want to see
agree to an extent, but they're used for different things.
I'm going to see what everyone else comes up with. Clive, you're up first. Your first S, please.
Slippers.
T.
Tater.
Okay, yeah, go on. A.
Tater.
A. Apple.
Okay. G.
Garlic paste.
And S.
Spelt wrongly. Champagne.
And who are you giving those to?
Macca.
All of them to Macca. Okay, what's your reason? What's your reasonings?
Well, he's getting to the end of his career and he'll need a pair of slippers. Now, I wasn't deliberately obtuse with potato and tater. Tater is the most popular savoury snack in Ireland, so he'll bring my taster home for Macca. Apple, because it's the apple of somebody's eye. Garlic paste, it'll protect him from the vampires. And champagne, because he's had a blistering career with the Stags.
Alan, you're up next.
Right, for S, I've got a packet of Thornton sweets. For T, I've got a tea towel. Now, this is the pièce de résistance. It's an A for a Christmas decoration. A. G, 2 pieces of gammon. And S, a packet of sweeteners.
Right, and who are you gifting these to from Will Evans?
I'm gifting all these to Jamie McDonnell.
And why?
Because he's had a fantastic season so far. And Will Evans is just going to say to him, Jamie, keep bringing your A game.
Oh, hang on. Is it an actual Christmas decoration with the letter A?
Yes.
Lift it up a bit. I can't see it. Lift it up in front of your face. That's it. Okay, right. That has changed the scoring. So Cam.
And have you seen the little stag's motif look on the end?
He's selling it. He's sold it. Cam, I'm not allowing tape and adhesive because they are two of the same thing.
Tea towel.
No, you can't change it. So you get 3. You get 3 out of 5. Clive, do you know what? I'm going to allow champagne spelt with an S. So I am, and I like your choose. I like your choice of player as well and your reasonings for it. So I'm going to give you 5 out of 5. Alan, unfortunately for you, I feel really bad for this. I'm only going to give you 4 out of 5 because the first item. Could you hold up the first item for me, please?
The sweets.
Can you turn the box around so I can turn the box around the front?
Just a minute. Sweets.
Hold it in front of the camera, a little higher. I am going to argue that is. If you could open that up for us, Alan.
It's a toffee.
It is toffee sweet.
Toffee is not a sweet.
Toffee.
Toffee is not a sweet. Toffee is a toffee. Toffee is a toffee. Sorry, Al. I love you dearly, my friend, but that's 4 out of 5.
Well, what about strepsils then if we're getting picky?
Oh, we can't go changing. I'm not having us changing.
We can have champers with it. I'll eat me sweet.
6.
You toffee. Cam's on 3 points. Alan is on 4. Clive is on 5. But how will they do? As it's Christmas, we love to have a little bit of a, you get in trouble with the wife now. Unlucky Alan. As we are, it's Christmas. One of my favourite games at Christmas is when they mash a load of music together and you've got to guess the song title and the item. Well, we can't do that because we get copyright struck. But what we can do is we can make it Stags themed. As I introduce to you the Ghosts of Stagsmas Past. I've got a 10-second clip which I'm going to play 3 times for you, no more than 3 times. The clip is mixed together of 5 former Stags faces. All you've got to do is write down who they are. So you need a pen and paper at the ready. Clive, pen and paper at the ready? Alan, pen and paper at the ready?
Yeah.
Cam, pen and paper at the ready? Probably not.
Yeah, I'll do it on this.
Well, okay, no cheating. Here's your first play. Play along at home. Who are these ghosts of Stagsmas Past?
We go there in good shape. Makes their job easier, makes my job easier.
I think it just forced errors into their play. And
thankfully, we're still in the competition and we might get an opportunity.
It was nice play. Like we say, we were building up really well.
That's play number 1. Are you ready for play number 2? Here we go.
We go there in good shape, makes their job easier, makes my job easier.
I think it just forced errors into their play, and
Thankfully, we're still in the competition and we might get an opportunity.
It was nice play. Like we say, we were building up really well.
Alan's struggling. Clive's got a poker face. Cam thinks he might know. Here's the last play.
We go there in good shape, makes their job easier, makes my job easier.
I think it just forced errors into their play, and
Thankfully, we're still in the competition and we might get an opportunity.
It was nice play. Like we say, we were building up really well.
Well, we'll find out who they are later on in the show, because we are now going to move on to this different, a new quiz for us. It is JB9's festive quiz. I need to do some editing on here and add Clive's camera on. Where's he gone? Just change it. Hang on a minute. This is what happens when you're not prepared for the show. There we go. Do that. Move us down there. I'll move us over there. Make us a bit smaller. There we go. Right. And save. Okay. So we are now ready to play JB9's festive quiz. I've got 12 questions for you. You'll see them all on screen, so you can see them. But I will read through them. All you got to do is write down your answers. So question number 1 is, what is the largest mammal in the world? What is the largest mammal in the world? Give me a thumbs up when you've written it down. Question 2, which of Santa's reindeer comes first alphabetically? Which of Santa's reindeer comes first alphabetically? Give me a thumbs up when you've got it. I'm going to pop you all on mute, actually, for this little bit. Clive, you got it? Yep, okay. Number 3 is, what is a group of flamingos called? What is a group of flamingos called? So if you want to play along at home, the questions will be on screen for you. If you listen to the audio version of this, head over to our YouTube, youtube.com/MTFC Matters, and you'll see the questions on screen. What is a group of flamingos called for question 3? Question 4, another Christmas question. In which country does Dominic the donkey help Santa navigate steep hills? In which country does Dominic the donkey help Santa navigate steep hills? Give me a thumbs up when you've got an answer written down. Question 5, which planet has over 145 known moons? Which planet has over 145 known moons? And question number 6, which British artist has 8 UK Christmas number 1s with various other acts? Which British artist has 8 Christmas UK number 1s with various other acts? So I'll recap the first 6 questions. What is the largest mammal in the world? Which of Santa's reindeer comes first alphabetically? What is a group of flamingos called? And in which country does Dominic the donkey help Santa navigate steep hills? Which planet has over 145 known moons? And which British artist has 8 UK Christmas number 1s with various other acts? So see if you can get those. Let's move on to the last 6 questions. Question number 7. What tennis score always follows deuce? What tennis score always follows deuce? Give me a thumbs up when you've got it or got something written down. Question 8. According to Buddy the Elf, what are the 4 main food groups? According to Buddy the Elf, what are the 4 main food groups? Question number 9. Which band was originally called Starfish? Which band was originally called Starfish? Question 10. I want my house to be seen from space is a quote from which Christmas film? I want my house to be seen from space is a quote from which Christmas film? Question 11. In the 1990s, what was Pixar's first feature-length movie? In the 1990s, what was Pixar's first feature-length movie? And question 12. When does the 12 Days of Christmas actually begin? When does the 12 Days of Christmas actually begin? So I'll recap questions 7 to 12 then for you. Question 7 was, what tennis score always follows deuce? According to Buddy the Elf, what are the 4 main food groups? Which band was originally called Starfish? I want my house to be seen from space is a quote from which Christmas film? In the 1990s, what was Pixar's first feature-length movie? And when do the 12 Days of Christmas actually begin? So let's go through all 12 questions again one more time for you. Question 1 was, what is the largest mammal in the world? Question 2, which of Santa's reindeer comes first alphabetically? Question 3, what is a group of flamingos called? Question 4, in which country does Dominic the donkey help Santa navigate steep hills? Question 5, which planet has over 145 known moons? Question 6, which British artist has 8 UK Christmas #1s with various acts? Question 7 was, what tennis score always follows deuce? 8 was, according to Buddy the Elf, what are the 4 main food groups? 9 was, which band was originally called Starfish? 10, I want my house to be seen from space is a quote from which Christmas film? 11 was, in the 1990s, what was Pixar's first feature-length movie? And question 12, when do the 12 Days of Christmas actually begin? So there you go. Right. That's the 12 Christmas questions out of the way. We're going to reveal some of the answers in just a minute. We're going to go back then to the first one, which was, of course, the ghosts of Stags Must Pass. So let's have a little listen to the clip then to see if you can identify any of these ghosts of Stags Must Pass.
We go there in good shape, makes their job easier, makes my job easier.
I think it just forced errors into their play. And
Thankfully, we're still in the competition and we might get an opportunity.
It was nice play. Like we say, we were building up really well.
So, of the 5 of those, Clive, how many do you think you got?
2.
Alan?
1.
Cam?
3.
Cam, you've gone for the most. So let's see if you can identify 3 of the 5 voices then. Let's go.
Uncle Stephen. Ollie Clark. Not so big Steve.
3 points.
Yeah. I thought you said players.
No,
just
Ghost of Stag Must Past. Not just
Okay.
players.
Yeah, I thought that was Steve Evans.
Out of interest, Cam, who else did you have written down?
I didn't have any others.
Okay.
Yeah.
Clive, what did you have written down?
Uncle Stephen and Fat Boy.
You are correct. Big Steve and Uncle Stephen are in there. Alan, what did you have written down?
I just got Quinks. I thought it were players. I did know Fat Boy, but I didn't put it down.
Well, now we'll let Alan have a point. We'll give him the point.
No, you're all right. No worries.
No.
The answers were Big Steve. The second voice you heard was Bobby Olejnik.
Oh, bloody hell.
The third voice you heard was Ollie Clark. The fourth voice was Sir Richard of Barker.
Oh.
And the last voice was, hello there and Merry Christmas, it's me, Uncle Stephen. So give yourself 1 point each for everyone that you got in that. So, Cam, how many did you get there?
I got 3.
Clive, how many did you get?
2.
Alan, how many did you get?
1.
Okay, we'll add that to your score later on.
Hang on. I think we need an executive decision here. I think we give Alan the point for Big Steve because he didn't write it down, but he did say it. But it's because he got confused. I think we give it him.
No worries. No worries. I've got
He doesn't
one.
want it. He doesn't want it. He doesn't want it,
Cam. Anyway. Thank
doesn't
you
want
anyway.
it. Right. Let's move on to the actual quiz then, shall we? And give you the answers for this. And the first question of Jordan Bowery's 12 general knowledge questions was, what is the largest mammal in the world? Alan?
Blue whale.
If you said blue whale, give yourself a point. Well done.
Blue rail.
Good up you. Question 2 was, which of Santa's reindeer comes first alphabetically? Cam?
I put Blitzen. I genuinely have no idea.
Clive, what did you put?
Blitzen.
Alan, what did you put?
Blitzen.
You are all correct. It was indeed Blitzen. Question 3 was, what is a group of flamingos called? Clive?
Flamboyance.
If you wrote flamboyance, you are correct. Well done.
Yeah.
Question 4 was, in which country does Dominic the donkey help Santa navigate steep hills? Alan?
I've no idea. I'll put Greece. I've no idea.
Cam?
Italy.
Clive?
Switzerland.
One of you is correct. That person is Cam. It was indeed Italy. Well done.
The Italian Christmas donkey.
That's the one. Da da da. Copyright strike. Da 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 da. Question 5: which planet has over 145 known moons? Clive.
Saturn.
Alan.
Saturn.
Cam.
Saturn.
All correct. Saturn was indeed the correct answer. Number 6, which British artist has 8 UK Christmas number 1s with various acts? Alan?
I don't think it's right, but I've gone Cliff Richard.
Clive?
Cliff Richard.
Cam?
I put George Michael.
It was Sir Paul McCartney.
Oh my God. I didn't think it was right, but only one I could think of.
Question 7, what tennis score always follows deuce?
Advantage.
Advantage is the correct answer. According to Buddy the Elf, for question 8, what are the 4 main food groups? Clive?
I've not a clue.
Do you get a point for each? Do you get a point for each one?
Yeah, go on then. Why not? Cam?
Oh, no, I've never seen Elf.
Candy. Candy cane, candy corn, and syrup.
4 out of 4 for Alan Wilson. Well done.
Do you know how relieved I am that I don't know the answer to that?
I'm sure you are.
When you've got young kids, Clive.
I've never seen
that's
it.
I know. Question number 9. Which band was originally called Starfish? Cam?
No idea.
Clive?
Coldplay.
Alan?
Coldplay.
Coldplay it was. Well done. Question 10 was, I want my house to be seen from space. And that's a quote from which Christmas film? Alan?
Jingle All the Way.
Cam?
I don't know. I put Deck the Halls.
Clive?
Home Alone.
One of you is correct. That person, for the second time, is Cam.
Well
was
done,
Deck the
Cam.
Halls. Well done. Question 11. In the 1990s, what was Pixar's first feature-length movie? Clive?
Not a clue.
Alan?
Don't know.
Cam?
Oh, wait. Oh, go on.
No.
Cam?
No idea.
Mrs. Wilson?
She's saying Cars.
The correct answer was Toy Story. And the final question was, when do the 12 days of Christmas actually begin? Clive?
24th December.
Cam?
19th of December.
Alan?
24th of December.
25th of December.
Oh.
The correct answer is Christmas Day. So add up your points for me, and we'll have a little look at who did what. Whilst they add up their points, we're going to take the briefest of breaks. When we come back, we'll have one last game in loving memory.
Protect what matters most with Actifier Limited.
Your trusted local fire safety experts in Nottinghamshire. Proud sponsors of the Mansfield Matters Podcast. From fire extinguishers and alarms to emergency lighting, pat testing and risk assessments, they've got everything you need for your business to stay safe. Affordable, reliable, professional. Because when it comes to fire protection, there's no room for compromise. Call Actifier Limited today or visit actifier.co.uk. Be ready, be safe, act now. Actifier Limited, proud sponsors of the Mansfield Matters Podcast.
We're the Mansfield Matters crew, making podcasts just for you. Some show up, some disappear, but the Stags bring us all here. Through the ups and downs we stay, talking Mansfield Town every day.
You're back with the Mansfield Matters Christmas special podcast, the show for the fans, by the fans. Thanks so much for indulging in our absolute mentalness tonight. Really do appreciate your company as ever. Before the break, we ran through the answers to Jordan Bowery's 12-question quiz. Time now to find out how everybody did then. Alan, you've totted up your scores. What was your total score in the quiz round, please?
11.
Clive?
Do we include the 5 at the beginning?
Just from the quiz round, just from that last round. And yes,
6.
6. Yes, and then who am I missing? Cam.
6.
Okay, so Cam, add together these for me, please. You got. In fact, I can do that. I'll do that. You scored in the first round 3 out of 5. You then scored 3 on the audio round, giving you 6, and then 6 in the other round gives you a total of 12 points. Clive, you scored 6 also in the quiz round. You scored 5 out of 5 in the first round, and then you scored 2 in the audio round, giving you a total of 13 points. But did Alan beat it? Well, he scored 11 in the quiz round. He scored 1 in the audio round, and he scored 4 in the opening collect around round, giving him a total of 16 points, which means Alan Wilson is this year's festive quiz winner. Well done, Mr. Wilson. Brilliant stuff from you. Well done. However, there is one more game to come. Now, earlier this year, unfortunately, you may have noticed at the end of the podcast, if you stick around that long, that at the end there's a nice little screen on the end dedicated to my late cousin, Michael. Mike, or Mick, if you knew him, big fella, big heart, big Stags fan. Used to go with me a lot to games when I was a teenager. We'd go up and down the country together, especially in the non-league days. And when he had a little bit of ill health a few years ago, when we started doing the podcast, he was an avid watcher of the pod, barely missed an episode. And his favourite feature of the podcast was to do with a bucket with a hole in it. So in his memory, I'm going to play a game of this.
Content loading. Selecting game. Game selected. Players stand by. What's in Craig's bucket?
As you can see, I do have a bucket covered with tinsel.
Ooh.
You guys at home, well, you guys on the panel have got to guess what item is in Craig's Christmas bucket. You've got 4 questions each. I can only answer yes, no, or maybe. At the end of the 4 questions, you've got to guess what is in Craig's Christmas bucket. We're going to go in the following order. It's going to be Alan, then Clive, then Cam. So let's find out what's in Craig's Christmas bucket.
Is it edible?
Absolutely not. Clive?
Does it cost more than £1?
Yes. Although nowadays, probably not. Cam?
Would you give it to somebody as a Christmas present?
I would say nowadays, probably not, but very commonly you would have done probably about 5 years ago. Alan?
5 years ago. Can it fit in your pocket?
Only if you've got extremely big pockets, so no. Clive?
Does it come in different colours?
Yes, it does come in different colours. Although your standard colours are probably black or grey. Cam?
Would you buy this item in a supermarket?
You can buy them in a supermarket. Yes, that would probably be the most common place you would buy this item. 2 questions each left. Alan?
Can you put anything in this item?
You do put things in this item, yes. Clive?
Is it a wheelbarrow?
We're not guessing yet. We're not guessing yet. Come on. Let's have a genuine question.
Is it educational?
It can be used for educational purposes, yes. Cam? Or other purposes of entertainment. Cam?
No idea. Is it something you'd give to a child?
I would say that you would probably you'd use this to. I have to give you a bit of help. You use this to maybe entertain a child.
Okay.
Oh,
Last question each. Alan?
not what I was thinking then. Has it got 4 sides?
Saying 4 sides would would imply that it's 2-dimensional. It's not.
Right.
But I would say it's of a certain shape.
Yeah.
It does have a top, a bottom, a side, a front and a back, and a side and a side. Clive?
Has it got knobs?
Some of them in the olden days would have had knobs, although as they progressed through the years, one might say that a remote could come in handy. Cam?
Is this item battery powered?
You can get versions of this item which are battery powered, which you'd use for travel, but this particular item you would need to use mains electricity for. I'm going to give you, because it's Christmas, I'm going to give you one more question each. Alan?
Is it something that you... I've got to be careful how I say this. Is it something you could sit with?
Technically, yes, but not in the way that you're thinking.
Oh.
I presume you're thinking, sit on the sofa next to or holding, yeah?
No.
Okay, well,
No.
you would sit to use this item, yes.
Yeah.
Clive, last question.
Has it got a brand name?
Most of them, there are various brand names. Yes.
Yeah. Okay. I know where it is.
Some cheaper versions as well out there on the market.
Think I do.
Oh, I know exactly what it is.
I don't know. Skip me. I ain't got a
No,
clue.
come on, have a guess. Well, you can. Well, I'll give you a little hint, maybe. You can skip using this item.
I think I've got it.
What's in Craig's Christmas bucket, ladies and gentlemen? Alan Wilson, what's in Craig's Christmas bucket?
Is it a TV?
How big do you think the bucket is?
As in small TV?
Clive.
This is an Etch-a-Sketch.
Cam.
I don't know, but I don't think my answer is as bad as those.
Come on.
No, I genuinely don't have an answer. I don't know.
The closest is Alan, because you do need a TV or some form of screen to operate.
Oh, is it a
Item.
games console?
Oh, you're so close at the end, Cam. It's a DVD player.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, dear.
I was closest with wheelbarrow.
That was best answer, wheelbarrow.
Well done if you managed to get it right. Guessing at home.
I
The item in Craig's.
How did Ross get air fryer?
I know.
We've gone from does it entertain a child, and then air fryer pops up.
I mean, I suppose an air fryer can entertain a child, can't it? Feeds a child.
Food.
Yeah, I'm going to say you could entertain a child. You've only got to put a DVD in it to Disney. That entertains a child.
Who said air fryer?
Ross in the comments.
Oh, yeah.
I've not even seen that.
No, I haven't.
dear.
Good effort, Ross.
That concludes what's in Craig's Christmas bucket, Mike. That one's for you, mate.
Can we do this again in another year's time, Craig?
Absolutely, we can. Yes, 100%. And do you know what? We'll do it even better, a non-festive version of this in less than a month. In fact, a month tomorrow, we'll do a non-festive version.
I'm away. I'm away on holiday. Yeah.
Thought you might be. There you go. Right.
I am actually on holiday.
Let's turn our attention. That's the best Christmas present. That's the best birthday present I could ask for, Cam. Let's turn our attention then back to all things football then, shall we? Unlikely that we're going to do a podcast before Christmas Day. So with that in mind, I want to know your Christmas wishes. Clive, what is your Christmas wish? What are you asking Santa Claus for this Christmas?
Well, one of them requires a very painful operation, so I'm not going to have that. I just wish for more points on average than we've been getting so far this season, and the reduction in injuries.
Alan, I know you've got a good relationship with Mr. Claus. What are you going to ask him this year for Christmas?
Stability.
Simple as that, just stability.
Simple as that, stability.
I love it.
If we get 4 draws, I'll be happy.
And Cam, I know that you're in your mid-20s, but I know that you're still writing letters to Santa. What are you asking the big man for this year?
Ooh.
Is it to be taught that no one cares and you should fall for it every single time? Merry Christmas. That's it. Sadly, that's all we've got time for on this week's festive Mansfield Matters Christmas special. My thanks, as ever, to the Mansfield Matters podcast panel and our very special guest tonight, Mr. Santa Claus himself. Don't forget to play along with podcast predictions. The link that you need is in the description. And if you can solve my special Santa anagram, working title, of course, you will unlock double points for this weekend at home to Stockport. Don't say that I never give you anything. A reminder that you must submit your guesses no later than 1 hour and 30 minutes. That's 90 whole minutes before kick-off on Saturday afternoon. And you cannot pick the same player twice in a row. That gets you on Santa's naughty list and you'll get fined. Not money, points. You know how it works. Right, that is all we've got time for, as I say. Make sure you follow us on all things social media to find out when we're next going to be live. We'll try and squeeze one more in before the big day. But if we don't, have a fantastic Christmas and thank you for all of your support in 2025. Let's hope that this festive period can be one of goodwill and good cheer for Nigel Clough and his Mansfield Town side. From me and all the Mansfield Matters team, have a fantastic rest of your week and a great Christmas. We'll see you on the other side.
Protect what matters most with Actifier Limited.
Your trusted local fire safety experts in Nottinghamshire. Proud sponsors of the Mansfield Matters podcast. From fire extinguishers and alarms to emergency lighting, pat testing and risk assessments, they've got everything you need for your business to stay safe. Affordable, reliable, professional. Because when it comes to fire protection, there's no room for compromise. Call Actifier Limited today or visit actifier.co.uk. Be ready, be safe, act now. Actifier Limited, proud sponsors of the Mansfield Matters podcast.